Welcome to Hood Champion Boxing and Sports. In boxing, you find a way to win, you find a way to lose. Good morning, how you doing? Good morning, how you doing? Hey, so we're a couple of days out from Haney versus Lomachenko, and the more you get people providing opinions on who they think is going to win, the more you can tell people are really thinking about it. They're not just throwing out general kind of suggestions on what Haney can or will do to win the fight, or what Lomachenko will or won't do, will or can do to win the fight. People have actually had time to digest this and able to actually be very specific with pointed suggestions on why they think Loma or Haney will or won't win, or who will or won't have the advantage. So I read this article this morning and thought I would share it with you because I thought it was interesting. I'm not saying I agree with everything, but I do think it's interesting. That being said, I'll go ahead and read it to you. If you're actually sitting in front of your phone or your computer screen, you can go ahead and read along. If you're riding in your car, just sit back and enjoy the video. It's going to be a short video because I got some other things I need to do this morning because I've been busy all week, so I got to play catch up and try to put out about 20 videos today. That being said, there's a Twitter account called According to Boxing. Now, I'm not sure if they wrote this or this is something that they copy and pasted, because that happens, but I'm going to give them the benefit of the doubt. But they go on to say their final prediction, they believe Lomachenko will beat Devin Haney. If you ask those who are picking Haney to win, the only two factors that are mentioned is his size and his jab. Neither of those alleged advantages are new to Lomachenko, as he has faced bigger men and faced more experienced opposition. In my personal opinion, a lot of what people are expecting is based on what they perceive Lomachenko is unable to bring through Lomachenko, though Lomachenko is superior in areas where it matters most. Devin Haney doesn't have the footwork of Mayweather or Shakur to keep Lomachenko off him, and with Haney's tendency to fight small, he'll be forced into exchanges he's unprepared for. Haney could possibly touch the canvas for the first time as a result. In conclusion, the longer the fight goes, the worse things will get for Haney, as he'll begin to succumb to Lomachenko's consistent movement. He'll be forced to react to an unpredictable offense and dizzying level changes with feints. Jojo Diaz showed how effective an attack to the body is versus Haney, so I expect Lomachenko to take full advantage of the setups he creates Lomachenko for the win. Some pretty good points suggested in that article. But I think I posted this stat sheet yesterday. But you can take a look and see here that when it comes to Devin Haney and they compare power between him and Lomachenko, I don't know if I agree with this. They're saying out of 100, they rate Devin Haney 45 for power, and out of 100, they rate Lomachenko 78 for power. And I don't know if I agree with that, but I do think Lomachenko has more power than Haney. And the reason I say that, because Lomachenko really is a 126 pounder. He was tranquilizing people at 126 and 130, but nobody wanted to fight him. He couldn't get big fights. So he had to go to 135. And at 135, he's still giving people the business. So when you see a 126 pounder go up to two weight divisions and, are still able to drop people and knock people out, that tells you a lot about that fighter. And Devin Haney, really should be fighting at probably heavyweight. He's at 135 and struggling to get guys out of there. But he got the power to sting you, but not to tranquilize you. So I think that's fair to say Lomachenko has more power, but I don't think the difference of 30 I would say 32 points is accurate. I think they're a little closer in power. As far as speed, they rate Haney 84 out of 100, rate Lomachenko 100 out of 100. When we talk about speed, I would say this is accurate if we're talking about hand speed, foot speed, ability to get in and out of danger, changing angles. Lomachenko can do it all phenomenally. If we're just sitting here basing it solely on the speed of the jab, then Devin Haney would definitely needs to be rated higher. But we're looking at this, when it comes to speed, we're looking at it holistically. Everything where speed comes into play in boxing. And Devin Haney does have speed. But when you look at footwork, hand speed, ability to get in and out, all of that, reaction time, counter punching, you got to give the edge to Lomachenko. When you're talking about skill level, they rate Devin Haney 88 out of 100. They rate Lomachenko 93 out of 100. I'd actually rate Lomachenko 100 out of 100. His skill level is freakish. And Devin Haney, I would say an 88 is fair. Footwork, there's no argument here. Devin Haney, they rated him 75 out of 100. Lomachenko, 100 out of 100. There is no argument. Now, when you come down and look at some of the comments from people, some people say 100 speed on Loma is kind of crazy. I think we talked about that. I don't think it's crazy, but I could understand. They weren't very specific. But if we look at it holistically, the speed advantage for Loma, I think that's fair. This guy Bryson says, if this was Shakir versus Loma, the stat maker would have given speed to Shakir. When we all know that Devin has faster hand speed than Loma and Shakir. Footwork should be even. Haney hits just as hard but throws less. That's why he's not as effective as Loma. Now, this guy Bryson obviously knows nothing about boxing. He's sitting here saying Devin is faster than Lomachenko. Let me tell you, they're pretty damn close, but I don't agree with this guy. Footwork should be even. No way in the world the footwork should be even. And Haney hits just as hard, but throws less. I don't know about that. But when you open up his tweet, you can see this reply. This guy says, Devin has a speed advantage, but his footwork as it pertains to moving after throwing combos is lacking. Devin has a speed advantage, but his footwork as it pertains to moving after throwing combos is lacking. Absolutely 100% correct. And the reason he clinched a lot after throwing, I want to see if Haney can control the action without holding. This guy right here, what he's saying is a very good point. And it's something that I think is going to be on full display. And I don't think Devin Haney's going to be able to get away with is throwing a couple punches or a combination and then trying to grab and clinch Lomachenko. I just don't think he's going to get away with that. I don't think they're going to allow all the excessive clinching. But we'll see. But I'm going to tell you, Lomachenko's not the kind of person who gets caught in a lot of clinches. Most of the time, people who are grabbing him, Lomachenko breaks the clinch and keeps firing. He'll even jump up and down and do whatever to make sure the referee sees that, hey, this guy is holding me. And the reason most of his opponents are holding him is because he's hurting them. And they don't know what else to do. Okay, so let's just be be fair about and realistic about what could happen in the ring. This guy, DJ, says, Jermaine Ortiz beat Loma in the last fight. Ortiz was robbed by the judges. This guy, DJ, obviously, it was a close fight, but nobody should be letting a 126-pounder come up to 135 and make it a close fight or just totally, wash him. So when I hear these guys talk about that, I think they forget Lomachenko's a much smaller fighter. And these big guys lose their right to complain, but the smaller man is up there whipping their asses. This guy Bryson again, I think Haney beats Loma with strength and skill. Loma is not going to attack as he usually does because Haney's presence is going to be a factor. I don't agree with that. He just fought Jermaine Ortiz and gave him the business. He fought Teofimo Lopez. He fought Comey. He fought guys who could fight who are much bigger than him, and everyone's much bigger than him. He's a 126-pounder. So these guys obviously don't know what they're talking about. The unbiased fan, he says, those stats aren't quite right, but this is a true 50-50 fight, but I believe this is Devin's coming-to-age fight. He will get hit hard and hurt, then respond and show things we haven't seen from him in his career. Looking forward to it. I mean, I guess we'll find out. Okay. But that being said, when it comes to Devin Haney and Lomachenko, very good fight. We're going to see what's going to give the other one the advantage. I think Lomachenko just brings so much more to the table. Devin Haney is a solid fighter on his way. He deserves all the respect in the world. But I think the biggest difference here, in my opinion, is going to be the fact that Lomachenko has faced 100 Devin Haneys. Not Devin Haney, but with that style. And it just hasn't worked before. And I don't think it's going to work now. I think it's going to be competitive, but I think as the rounds go on, like he says here, right? As the rounds go on, the longer the fight goes on, the worse things will get for Haney. I think that is going to be the issue. Because when I think about the damn feints and everything of Usyk, let me tell you something, man. Dizzying level changes with feints. That accurately describes Lomachenko. And it's just hard to deal with that. And I really think what we're going to see is the same thing we saw with Usyk in the ring with everyone he's faced, especially at the heavyweight level. They struggle with his feints, with his movement, with the changing levels. And I think Devin Haney is going to start off strong, but eventually he's going to start to struggle with that as well. My opinion. That being said, y'all keep cool. Shout out to the veterans in all 7 continents. I am in the breeze.